In the sun-dappled waters of the great atoll, the city of Coralburg was more than a home, it was a partner. The entire city was a single living coral reef, a kaleidoscope of vibrant purples, fiery oranges, and electric blues. The people who lived within its delicate branching structures were the symbionts, and their lives were woven into the life of the city itself. They tended to the coral gardens, and in return, the reef shared its food, its oxygen, and its very essence with them. Kiko was a young symbiont whose connection to the reef was deeper than most. The faint, colorful patterns on her own skin would brighten and dim in harmony with the city's mood. She could feel the reef's sleepy contentment in the calm of the deep night and its joy in the warmth of the morning sun. Lately, she had only been feeling its pain. A strange, silent illness was spreading. It was the fading. Great sections of the once vibrant reef were turning a ghostly, skeletal white. The coral was not dead, but it had expelled the microscopic, life-giving zoox that lived within its tissues, the very organisms that gave it color and energy. The fading was a sign of deep stress, a cry of agony that only Kiko seemed to feel. She went to the heart of the city, to the elder polyp, the ancient central consciousness of the reef. It communicated not with words, but with slow, deep pulses of color and emotion. Kiko placed her hand on its side and felt its overwhelming feeling, a tired, listless ache. The elder polyp sent her a single, confusing image, a strange, dry world above the water, filled with tall, gray structures and fast-moving metal beasts. It pulsed a feeling of profound carelessness, of a deep, spreading apathy that was slowly seeping into the water and raising its stress. Kiko understood. The sickness wasn't coming from within the sea, it was coming from the land. The journey was something no symbiont had made in generations. To survive in the dry air, Kiko wrapped herself in a cloak of living, moisture-retaining seaweed and filled a mother-of-pearl locket with her home water. As she prepared to leave, a sleek, whiskered face popped out of the water beside her. It was Puddle, a friendly sea otter whose curiosity often took him to the strange world of the shore. "Going up top?" Puddle chittered, juggling a small, smooth stone between his paws. "It's weird up there, all straight lines, and it's so loud. You'll need a guide." With Puddle at her side, Kiko emerged from the sea. The world of the land dwellers was a shock. The air was thin and sharp, the sun was harsh without the gentle filter of the water, and the noise was a constant, chaotic roar. Puddle helped her understand the strange sights. The roads were like fast, dangerous currents, and the tall, gray buildings were like lifeless, colorless coral. But it was the people who were most bewildering. They rushed everywhere. Their faces pointed down at small, glowing rectangles, their expressions blank and disconnected. They didn't seem to notice the world around them or each other. This was the source of the apathy, the emotional pollution that was poisoning her home. A careless driver would shout, and Kiko would feel a spike of stress in the air. A person would toss a piece of trash on the ground without a thought, and she'd feel a wave of listlessness. These small acts of carelessness were creating a toxic runoff, invisible to the land dwellers, but devastating to the sensitive reef. Puddle, using his charming antics to get attention, helped Kiko find her way to the city's center, to a great grassy square where the land dwellers sometimes sat to eat. She knew she couldn't explain coral bleaching or symbiotic algae. She had to show them. Taking a deep breath, she unwrapped her seaweed cloak. The land dwellers, pulled from their daze, stopped and stared. Kiko's skin, now a pale, ghostly white to match her dying home, was a shocking sight. She took the mother-of-pearl locket from her neck and opened it. It held not just water, but a single, tiny, heartbreakingly white fragment of her home coral. She didn't speak their loud, harsh language. Instead, she held the coral out and pulsed a single, powerful feeling from her own heart, a wave of deep, profound sorrow and pain. It was the pain of her entire world, the grief of a dying city. The feeling washed over the silent, staring crowd. For the first time, they looked up from their glowing rectangles. A woman who had been about to throw her lunch wrapper on the ground suddenly clutched it, feeling a pang of shame. A man who had been frowning at his screen looked at the sad, pale girl and felt a sudden, unfamiliar surge of empathy. One small child, braver than the rest, walked forward and gently touched Kiko's hand. In that moment of simple, heartfelt connection, a faint flush of pink returned to Kiko's skin. The child's eyes widened in wonder. That single act of connection was the start. People began to talk to each other, to look at the sky, to notice the grass beneath their feet. They began to clean up the square. They didn't understand the science, but they understood the feeling. They understood that their carelessness had been causing a hurt they never knew existed. Kiko returned to Coralburg with Puddle at her side. As she dipped back into the warm, familiar water, she could already feel a change. The oppressive stress in the water was lessening. It wasn't gone, but it was receding. She went to the elder polyp and placed her hand on its side. It pulsed a feeling of deep, weary gratitude, and a single tiny patch of brilliant blue bloomed on its surface. The healing would be slow, a process that would take generations. Kiko became the bridge between the two worlds, with Puddle as her ambassador. The land dwellers, now aware of the silent world that felt their every action, began to live more thoughtfully. They learned that the world was bigger than their single city, and that the health of their own hearts and the health of the unseen world below were deeply and magically interconnected.